1,284. Do you know what that number stands for? Well, it's the approximate distance from Frankfurt to Barcelona. Or it's the price for 18 tequila shots. But that's not the area we want to talk about today. It's the average number of VŠE Erasmus students who applies for Erasmus each year. And in cooperation with International Office, we have decided to make their process of Erasmus university selection much more pleasant and easier.
This is Bob. Bob is an ordinary student of the University of Economics and Business in Prague who has heard from his friends that Erasmus is a great experience and opportunity. So he decides that he wants to go study abroad as well. But the first question it comes to his mind is, how can I do it?
Well, in the beginning, the process of selecting universities looked like this. This is the paper brochure which was printed for each student. Fortunately, now it's history. But let's take a look how the current solution looks like. It all starts with SharePoint, where you can find a list of universities. But Bob doesn't want to underestimate this process. So he wants to gather as much information as possible. And in order to do that, he is forced to go through these additional sources. University detail, general conditions, cost of living, data about healthcare and safety, university or local highlights, and finally, references to coordinators and reviews. Well, as you can see, it wasn't as easy as he previously thought. It cost him some nerves and gray hairs. As you can see, he is pretty angry.
Bob had to face with these crucial problems. Fragmentation of data, which causes a lot of time consuming and the user discomfort. Based on a faculty research, there are almost 66% of students who aren't satisfied with the current solution of Erasmus university selection.
Just like us. Because the most of us went through this process as well. And based on these facts, we were motivated to come up with a change. And that's why we have created VŠE Erasmus Picker. Let me briefly introduce you our solution. We have gathered all the important information into one place. With help of intuitive interface, students can gain information about key steps and milestones in their selection process at first. Then, and mainly, we provide an easy opportunity to select a university, where students can take into account cost of living, health index, and safety index as well. There are two main criteria, and it's study criteria and geological criteria, and students can easily select university based on their own possibilities and preferences. Of course, students can view university in details with main characteristics, such as university highlights, available spots, and special requirements. We also didn't forget to provide important references to university website, coordinators' contacts, and student reviews.
Do you see how Bob is smiling now? How happy he is? It's because he could use our Erasmus Picker.
For better understanding, let's dive into a little bit of architecture which powers Erasmus Picker.
We went through three major phases. The initial phase involved gathering data from various sources. The primary source was SharePoint, which was supplemented with data from Excel spreadsheets and the data retrieved from the Number API. Next, we uploaded the data into Kebula. This step allowed us to transform the data into the desired format. Once the data was in the right form, we focused on developing a final interface in Power BI.
And to summarize current situation, it's necessary to say that
The Erasmus Picker was made in the cooperation of the International Office on a weekly basis. Solution also went through testing with real students of the University of Economics and Business in Prague. We released the Erasmus Picker on the 26th of June, and it was released also on the website and social site of the university. And the first planned interaction of the students is planned to the next week, when the bachelor's degree students will have the period of the applications.
now, and finally, let's find out together what are the key benefits of the Erasmus Picker. First of all, we benefit from time reduction. Generally, there is a reduction from hours to minutes. To be concrete, we talk about 10 minutes on average based on user testing. We could manage to unify all the relevant sources into only a single one. Erasmus Picker is powered by modern and leading technologies such as Kebula and Power BI. We have also managed to make a deal with Number API to gain free licensing for getting world data, and also Kebula supports our project. Erasmus Picker is fully accessible to anyone, so it can be nicely used in university presentations and advertisements, with focus not only to the general public, but also on high school students seeking Erasmus opportunities. Overall, it supports the VŠE University as the leader in the field of foreign programs. Our solution is undoubtedly in line with VŠE strategy. It's especially pillar of internationalization with specific goals in student mobilities and global competencies.
And what about the future of the Erasmus Picker? Is the future bright or not? Firstly, we have to do the evaluation of the Erasmus Picker for now. We know that the reactions from students are positive. Secondly, we have to do the maintenance plan with the University of Economics and Business in Prague, and also do the handover with the International Office. The next plan is the expansion to other Czech universities, because they do not have any similar solutions, and in most ways they use the PDF files with list of schools. And if it will be good, we probably do the expanding to the high schools.
We would really like to express our gratitude for the opportunity to stand here. It was such a great time creating Erasmus Picker. And we are grateful that we can pay something back to VŠE, which invests a lot in us. And without this investment, we wouldn't be here. Ladies and gentlemen, VŠE Erasmus Picker, from students to students.
Big thanks to teammate. Thank you for the kind words. Jury, what are your questions? It's not a business project. But...
Thank you for presenting this. I understand that it is not a business project, but you said that you are interested in perhaps implementing it to other universities or perhaps even high schools. Any thoughts on the business plan there?
At first, we need to get feedback on this solution at VŠE, so we should wait a little bit for some maybe changes and improvements, and then we would like to come up with a plan how to negotiate with another universities and talk about it.
Do you have any time units with your implementation plan? Because it was saying like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I guess. So is there any time specification?
We do not have right now how the solution is for the university. Some universities use only PDF files, some universities use a bit of SharePoints or something like this. And I think that it's the main point, how to choose the right time of it.
I mean, if you go back to your slide.
Yeah, sorry. You think how much does it take for a student?
No, if it was saying implementation plan and you say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, is it months, is it years, is there any time unit?
It's months, maybe
Okay.
2 months, I think.
Do you have any plans that perhaps this could be also used for teachers to select their Erasmus program? Looks like no.
Could you please clarify your question? I didn't
The
catch
same
it.
way as students are picking the Erasmus programs, teachers can also go for Erasmus to different universities, teach there, do their research there, etc. So do you have any plans that perhaps you could update this, upgrade this to a version for teachers as well? VŠE teachers, let's say.
Yeah, I understand. Thank you. Right now, we think only to students, especially, but in future, it all proves successful in this field of students. We can think about also on teachers, but this situation only for students.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm taking a note that you forgot about teachers. No. My question is again back to sustainability, like because it's data-related projects and data always go wrong in certain moments. So, and you have here the handover mentioned. So, but you also mentioned that you negotiated something with Numbeo, that you have it free of charge right now. What will happen? For how long do you have it free of charge? And what will happen next? And what those who will take it over, will they know what to do?
I'd start that we've tried to implement sustainability when it comes to tests. So when some data go wrong, we get a notification and we can fix it. Also, we've been thinking that when we hand over the project, we will provide a support along as much as we are students. So we prefer to hand it over, and then if there are any questions, we will support the solution. And when it comes to Number API, we've gained the access for 3 months for 3 years. And so also we've left a note of the exact date when we were provided the Number API, and we were thinking that we will contact them again once the API gets away, the access.
Okay, thank you. More questions from the audience? Thank you very much.